Hello, my loop friends. Welcome to Live Loopers. I'm Alex. I make a video about once a year or so like this, talking about which audio units are really helpful in Loopy Pro. It helps me to organize my thoughts, and it seems to help you all because it gets watched a lot. So, it's like win-win, win-win-win. So, let's get to winning. I don't claim to be the foremost expert on audio units for the iPad. I don't have a ton of budget to buy everything and try it all out. I certainly don't have a lot of time to be learning just a million different programs and how they all work, since they all work differently. But I do have my ear to the ground and my nose to the grindstone or something like that. I do pay attention a lot, do a lot of research, and also through doing this here Live Loopers YouTube channel. Many of you have shared with me what's working for you, and so I have had that benefit through that process over the gradual period of time of the last couple of years. I have found some really useful audio units, and today I will share them with you. When I started taking inventory of what it is that I do use the most and what is most helpful to me in shaping my sound, I was actually not expecting to find Koala effects at the top of the list. In fact, when I first started using Koala and the Koala suite of things, it was just sort of irritating me, like why I gotta buy like several different programs and pay like these in-app purchases and what is all this? But actually, it is a super value play. There are, in terms of audio effects, Koala effects may not sound, the absolute best. It might not be that, like, you can go through the different individual effects and you can find probably a better one in every single category. But if you are like me and you are not trying to load in like 16 different audio units and like make a huge effects chain of like just tons of different things to keep track of and tweak and you do what you want. But if you are like me and you just want sort of like a Swiss Army knife of just one audio unit that can do a bunch of different things and just sweeten your sound a little bit here and there, man, you just buy Koala Effects and it does so many of those things. And I spend a lot of time hunting down sounds and sampling sounds, and it's just so nice to have Koala Effects to be able to just take your dry signal and just apply a little bit of this and a little bit of that on the fly. It's like, this sound that I worked so hard to get sounds great, but right now in this context of like me playing it right now, I just wish it had a little more reverb on it, or I just wish it had a little bit, just sort of turn the bit crusher up and just sort of dirty up the sound and lower the resolution. Just things you can just do on the fly. Koala Effects is a thumbs up for me. Next up, I just said it a few videos ago, but I'm gonna say it again. I'm just gonna restate it, that Bismarck Sound Font Player is just an answer to some things that I have been looking for. If you would like to just start off with a pile of sounds, just like a big pile of sounds, it's like $8 for a huge diversity of get you in the door sounds. What am I doing for some woodwinds? What am I doing for some brass sounds? What am I doing for some piano stuff? And buy one program, Bismarck 16, and you will get some of each of it. And there is some contention. Not everybody thinks that sound fonts sound great in 2024. To me, they sound good to my ear, and they are definitely good enough to use. I mean, it might not be, perfect representation of a trumpet, but I am standing in front of an audience touching an iPad, okay? I'm not trying to fool anybody into thinking, oh my gosh, he's playing a trumpet, but where's the trumpet? I don't see it, you know? It's just, no, I'm touching an iPad. As long as it sounds recognizably like a trumpet, winning, you know? Woo! Next, I'm not going to spend a whole ton of time on this either. It is something that I've mentioned on the channel in the past, but probably not in quite a while. But it is something that I definitely continue to find super useful on a pretty much daily basis, and that is session notes. Session notes is an audio unit, but there's no audio-ness to it. It's just for writing notes to yourself. And I find that super useful. I don't have to leave out of Loopy Pro to just call up some notes to myself. I can write myself a whole list of song titles and tempos. I can write myself a list of like starter ideas. Like if I'm just ever like, oh, I need something to start me off. Just like have a whole list of 16 starter ideas or something like that. I mean, it's just whatever you need to write notes to yourself, to your future self, to remind yourself of things, a whole world of things that you can remind yourself of using session notes. It's just like $3 or $4, and then boom, you got it. You got notes. Next, I would like to talk to the finger drummers out there, the people like me who, you're not just looking for some, sequenced, drum-programmed, drum machine kind of thing. You're looking to actually touch them pads and, like, make your own beats into your looper. Koala Sampler, still awesome for that purpose, but I will say again, Beat Surfing 2 has some very unique abilities. The slidey drums, where you just touch it and slide around, and I find that between Koala Sampler and Beat Surfing 2, I can make all kinds of great textural drum goodness and like present something to an audience where people are just like, wow, how is he doing that? Between those two things, Koala Sampler and Beat Surfing 2, I love the two of them in combination, and they are, in my opinion, reasonably priced. Now I want to talk modular synthesis for a second. Modular synthesis was a scary thing to me. I had never heard of it and couldn't figure out for the life of me what it did and how you did it. And when I tried to open it up to look at it, it just looked like a big scary spaceship with a whole bunch of knobs and buttons that I was like hopeless. Just swimming in hopelessness. Like I say, all of the Beep Street stuff is not the cheapest, but it is quality. I can definitely say that. It's a synthesizer called Sunriser Synth, and they have a package of a thing. I don't even know how to characterize it, but it's called Drambo. And one of the two of those is probably the perfect thing for anyone interested in modular synthesis. Sunriser Synth is a synthesizer that I got a very long time ago. It was my intro to modular synthesis, where I opened it up and was scared of all the knobs. But I began bit by bit tweaking the knobs, seeing what things do. First of all, it comes with a whole bunch of presets, so even if you don't want to tweak the knobs, you can just go through the presets one by one and find the sounds that you like. But I would start from sounds and then just mangle them until I started getting my own unique sounds. Drambo is the modular synthesis for people who want to go way deep. As a true confession time, I haven't even really gone that deep yet. It's something that is going to take me more time to produce sounds that I like, and I'm not there yet. It is like really having a big modular synthesis toolkit to work with. I mean, just many effects, you can just build the sound that you want from the ground up, and if you learn how to do it, you can really make some crazy synthesizer sounds. So I'm just putting it out there that it exists. I won't spend too much time on this one either because nobody seems to care. But I love Velocity Keyboard. I know that I'm out here on the island by myself, wanting to be a touchscreen keyboardist, but Velocity Keyboard gives me access to just play the notes that I want to without making mistakes, and I love it so much. I just can't really honestly give an inventory of the things that are super useful to me without including that. I love it and I use it. You do what you want. It costs about $10, and for me, it was $10 very well spent. That mostly encompasses what I've been using lately in my work. I will also say that AudioKit is a developer kit that is out there for people who like to make audio apps, and so people who don't want to start from scratch but are programmers and want to make cool audio stuff can just grab AudioKit and use it to have a starting point, a jumping off point. And so a lot of cool things have come out under the AudioKit umbrella, or just using AudioKit. I find myself using the synth audio unit called King of Digital that came out recently. I love that. And I will say it a million times, I love Overdrive Synth. In the same kind of vein, 4 Pockets is a company that makes a lot of cool programs. Paul the Music Man over there, I just appreciate that guy so much. Like looking at the landscape of audio on iPads and trying to figure out like what does iPad need and then make that. So if you're unfamiliar with 4 Pockets and 4 Pockets apps, I would definitely check them out and see if anything looks interesting to you from there. If you are looking for Loopy Pro templates, please do not forget that we have just released a thing called the Phoenix Fire template here on Live Loopers. It's available on liveloopers.com, and it is the culmination of a long journey for me. I have been trying to figure out how to make my perfect template, and Phoenix Fire is it, and I have been just making music and loving it. So that is available for anybody for free download. And please leave a like on your way out the door, and also subscribe if you want to subscribe, and come chat with us on the Discord if you want to do that. And loop on. Next is